Welcome folks, I am Jaby, Koay, joined by ACHARA KIRK.
Hello.
We are looking at a NASA video today. I know, it's so exciting. It's called We Are Going, and there's a text within the thumbnail that says we are going to the moon to stay by 2024. This is how. Now, I'm a big fan of science and, astronomy, stars, things in space.
Not astrology.
Not astrology. I didn't say that, did I?
You're like, no, I hate astrology.
Did I have some sort of weird Freudian slip? So, obviously this is the kind of thing that really, really intrigues me, and so I would love to check this out with you guys together. Here we go.
50 years ago, we pioneered a path to the moon. The trail we blazed cut through the fictions of science and showed us all what was possible. Today, our calling to explore is even greater. To go farther, we must be able to sustain missions of greater distance and duration. We must use the resources we find at our destinations. We must overcome radiation, isolation, gravity, and extreme environments like never before. These are the challenges we face to push the bounds of humanity. We're going to the moon to stay by 2024, and this is how.
This all starts with the ability to get larger, heavier payloads off-planet and beyond Earth's gravity.
For this, we designed an entirely new rocket.
The Space Launch System. SLS will be the most powerful rocket ever developed.
And with components in production
And more in testing?
This system is capable of being the catalyst for deep space missions
we need a capsule
that can support humans from launch
through deep space and return safely back to Earth.
For this, we've built Orion.
This is NASA's next-generation human space capsule.
Using data from lunar orbiters that continue to reveal the moon's hazards and resources.
We're currently developing an entirely new approach to landing and operating on the moon.
Using our commercial partners to deliver science instruments and robotics to the surface, we are paving the way for human missions in 2024.
Our charge is to go quickly and stay, to press our collective efforts forward with a fervor that will see us return to the moon in a manner that is wholly different than 50 years ago.
We want lunar landers that are reusable.
That can land anywhere on the lunar surface. The simplest way to do so is to give them a platform in orbit around the moon from which to transition.
An orbiting platform to host deep space experiments and be a waypoint for human capsules. We call this lunar outpost Gateway.
The beauty of the Gateway is that it can be moved between orbits.
It will balance between the Earth and Moon's gravity.
In a position that is ideal for launching even deeper space missions.
In 2009, we learned that the moon contains millions of tons of water ice.
This ice can be extracted and purified for water. It can be separated in oxygen for breathing or hydrogen for rocket fuel.
The moon is quite uniquely suited
to prepare us and propel us to Mars and beyond.
Wow.
This is what we are building.
This is what we're training for.
This we can replicate throughout the solar system.
This is the next chapter of human space exploration.
Humans are the most fragile element of this entire endeavor, and yet we go for humanity. We go to the moon and on to Mars to seek knowledge and understanding and to share it with all. We go knowing our efforts will create opportunities that cannot be foreseen. We go because we are destined to explore and see it with our own eyes. We turn towards the moon now, not as a conclusion, but as preparation, as a checkpoint toward all that lies beyond. Our greatest adventures remain ahead of us. We are going.
We're going.
We are going.
We are going.
We're going.
Oh boy.
Wow.
Oh boy.
We're going. Oh my gosh, it's William Shatner. Oh, he did the voice. I was like, oh, I like that voice. Who is it? It's William Shatner. It's James KIRK.
There's an educational series that I watch on YouTube all the time. I mean, I consider it education. I can never pronounce the name. It sounds like German or something. Kurzgesagt or
Kurzgesagt.
Y'all know what I'm talking about because I'm sure you all have seen it. If you're watching
The
this
ducks.
reaction, you've probably seen their videos as well. They do a lot of great ones. I'm gonna link their video about going to the moon because they really broke down what is involved and who will be going first and all the possibilities and whatnot. And that was my first awareness of such a possibility of going to the moon, like us actually inhabiting the moon full time and, you know, having life there prolonged and whatnot. The early settlers of the moon, I just kind of feel bad for them because it's gonna be difficult. It's gonna be painstakingly difficult, to say the least. I can only imagine how lonely it's gonna be. Even with the group, it's like the same people. It's like living in a small town, but you can't leave, right?
Yeah.
Those people are gonna go to stay. I don't think there's coming back because it'd be too expensive. Like the whole idea is you're going and you're just there now.
Yeah, it's almost terrifying, but I suppose also incredibly exciting. If that's something that you're into and that you feel very passionate about, I think it is exciting to be one of the first people to be able to live on the moon, but I'm like, I don't know. I think I'm gonna just stay here.
Well, when God comes and like starts drowning the world in oceans, you're gonna be like, you know what, the moon doesn't look so bad.
Yeah, let's go up there. That's cool. Is everyone else going? Great. Let's have a party.
If there's even a means, because the first people who are gonna go are like engineers, scientists, doctors, like people who are important and have studied the, you know, the highest caliber of things for us to know as a species. They're the ones who are gonna go first. The people who are making YouTube videos, they don't matter as much apparently. So
they're gonna be like, you can stay here and drown.
Yeah, they're bottom on the list.
Yeah.
After garbage men somewhere. Just kidding. I'm shitting on YouTubers so bad. Like myself. They're going to the moon and Elon Musk is like, yeah, enjoy that. Going to Mars instead. Their whole thing is slowly expanding, whereas Elon Musk is like, let's just get straight to Mars. I think that NASA's idea of colonizing the moon first and then using that as a means, as a jump point to Mars is probably really smart because moon's gravity is a lot less than Earth's, and so to depart from the moon or from a space station around the moon is closer to Mars by about 300,000 miles or something crazy like that. It always blows me away how far the moon is. It's something like a 250,000 miles away. I forget exactly the number, but it's a lot farther than you think it is. It takes anyway, blah.
I thought the ad was very well done because it was feeling very, inspirational and look at all the people we have working here and the diversity ranging from all different races, gender, even they had someone who was speaking sign language. I'm like, wow, yeah.
Yeah, that's
NASA, that's the world we're building up there on the moon.
That's what we need on the moon is sign language. You ever watch Fight Club? They talked about how all these huge corporations are going to be buying up the planets that we eventually migrate to, and they're going to own it like Planet Denny's. I mean, it makes sense because like the money's got to come from somewhere. According to Neil deGrasse Tyson, at least a while back, the NASA budget is less than 1% of the tax money. It's crazy to me that NASA's entire budget comes from less than 1% of American tax dollars. That's just nuts.
Well, I guess generally people or the government is more concerned with what's happening here on Earth rather than what could happen in space.
They made no mention of Elon Musk here. They gotta be working together, at least a little bit. I don't remember if this was confirmed, but I'm fairly certain that NASA reached out to Elon Musk and they started working together.
Okay, that's cool.
In order to move things forward quickly.
So they're not competing.
So they're not competing, they're trying to help each other out, which makes way more sense. Although Elon Musk is competing with Virgin Airlines guy.
Oh yeah, Richard Branson.
Yeah, they're competing. He's mad jealous of Elon Musk. He's like, oh, we're gonna do this and this first.
Well, yeah, because Richard Branson's been wanting to do this for ages. He's been wanting to do space tourism for a long time.
High orbit tourism is really what we're talking about,
Right.
Or low orbit? Whatever. I'm dumb. What I'm trying to say is he's not actually talking about space tourism. He's talking about just going around the Earth.
Oh, so just getting to the edge of the atmosphere.
Yeah, about 3 feet higher than the Red Bull guy. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
You never saw the Red Bull skydive?
No.
There's a guy who went to the edge of the atmosphere. I don't know how he did it exactly. It's been a while since I've seen the video, but he did a skydive from the edge of the Earth.
Oh my God.
It's
I'm
nuts.
feeling sick just thinking about it.
If you haven't seen that, y'all should see it. It's pretty nuts. Basically, Branson wants to take us a little bit north of that and then have us go around it oh, look at that. Space.
Look at the Earth. It's so pretty. It's so blue and green.
Yeah. Anyways, you guys, thanks so much for hanging out. Let us know your thoughts on going to the moon and staying there. Would you do it? How do you feel about colonizing the moon and living there full time and not seeing your mom ever again? That sucks. Check out ACHARA KIRK on the social media. Subscribe if you haven't already. Check out our other reactions, reviews, short films, vlogs, interviews. I'm Jaby Koay. This is
ACHARA KIRK.
Peace out.